ABC6 News at 5 on your side starts now.
Is here. We turned a new chapter. We have to look at things differently.
It's now officially a pandemic, and Governor DeWine is taking the coronavirus seriously. He says the fourth confirmed case in Ohio is the first example of what's called community spread. A person in Stark County didn't leave the U.S., didn't come in contact with someone who already has it. And it could get worse, with 9 people in Columbus now being tested. This jump leading to a lot of changes in how the state is handling the growing outbreak.
Senior political reporter Ben Garbick live at the State House for us tonight with the governor's updated plan. Ben?
Well, Stacia, the governor says this is a game changer. The fact someone is testing positive for COVID-19 who did not travel outside the United States and didn't interact with someone who did means that the state is going to be having more aggressive measures put into place. The governor just finished a press conference here a few moments ago where Governor DeWine is announcing he is limiting visits to nursing homes to 1 person per day. Nursing homes will also have to keep a log of who visits. Public health officials say older people are more susceptible to COVID-19. That's where the outbreak spread rapidly outside Seattle. The governor says he's not closing schools yet, but that could be an option if this continues to spread. The governor also says he is working on an order to limit mass gatherings. He did not go into specifics about what that will entail, but he says people should reconsider what they're doing in public.
Is it necessary? Is this something that has to take place? Do I have to do this? And if the answer comes back no, then probably the answer of doing it is no.
Earlier today, the governor toured the call center the State Department of Health set up to answer questions about COVID-19. He says most people are not panicked, but they want more information to better protect themselves. The governor gave us one detail about this order coming likely later this week about mass gatherings. He says the upcoming NCAA men's basketball games in both Dayton and Cleveland, those will not have spectators. Media will be allowed to cover those events, but there will be no fans in the stands. Live at the State House, I'm Ben Garbick, ABC6 News.
Now, this thank you, Ben, after the governor had already canceled the Arnold Fitness Expo last week, you'll recall.
And now he's pushing for sports teams to play in empty arenas.
I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that we will be issuing an order on mass gatherings. One of the things that we have found in discussions, and this is very understandable, is that different organizations quite candidly need an order from the government. There are certain reasons that the lawyers could go into, and although I'm a lawyer, I'm not playing lawyer today. But it's been clear in talking to different groups, different organizations, that it's better for us to make their life easier in the sense of issuing an order. And then we're done with that, and then they can take that order, and they've got an order from the government telling them that what they have to do and what they cannot do. So that order will be forthcoming.
The NCAA just released a statement that pretty much takes the governor's plan and implements it across the country. It says, quote, only essential staff and limited family will be allowed inside the arenas. The NCAA president calls the decision disappointing, but says it's in the best interest of public health, coaches, administrators, fans, and student athletes.
The tournament kicks off on Tuesday with the first 4 in Dayton. There are also games next weekend in Cleveland for the tournament's first and second rounds. About 24,000 people usually attend the games over 2 days. The economic impact in Dayton could be serious.
The first 4 games typically bring us approximately $4.6 million in direct spending.
Now, that money not just for tickets and concessions, but also restaurants, hotels, other local businesses. This week's Big Ten tournament in Chicago is going on as scheduled with fans for now.
Seattle is banning all large group events. The Mariners were supposed to open baseball season at home in a couple of weeks. Those games won't be played in Seattle. They're working to find a new temporary home. Seattle Sounders FC postponed its next home match, scheduled for the 21st. The Golden State Warriors in California are playing tomorrow night in an empty arena.
Just into the newsroom, Reynoldsburg City Schools canceling classes on Friday. They say this will give staff time to prepare in case the state shuts down schools soon to clean the buildings. Students can still get breakfast and lunch at French Run Elementary School, Hannah Ashton Middle School, and Reynoldsburg High.
Here in Ohio and across the country, the demand for coronavirus testing is growing, outpacing the number of tests available. There are only 69 labs across the country doing this testing. That has hospitals, doctors, and other health experts concerned there won't be enough testing kits for everyone who's sick. Some states are working to add who is allowed to be tested.
Now let's look at the virus by the numbers. More than 125,000 people have been infected since the spread started a couple of months ago. Of those, 4,600 have died, 67,000 recovered. That means there are just shy of 54,000 cases worldwide. It's mild for 48,000 of those people. That's 89%. The other 5,900 are in serious or critical condition. Dr. Andy Thomas with OSU Wexner Medical Center stressing today that 80% of patients won't need to be hospitalized. If you think you may have the virus, though, see your doctor. You don't need to go to the ER unless you're really having trouble breathing. Virus once again affecting your bank accounts. Another bad day on Wall Street.
The Dow dropped 1,400 points. Adam Slinger in the newsroom for us with what we can expect to happen tomorrow. Adam?
Hey guys, good evening. So President Trump is expected to address the nation tonight, and that could dramatically affect tomorrow's trading. If he talks about ways to boost the economy, it could balance things out in the morning. We saw that happen yesterday after a bad Monday on Wall Street. The president was just meeting with bankers and top executives about the virus and its effects on the stock market. And when it comes to Wall Street, we are now in what's called a bear market territory. You might hear that term today. It's the opposite of a bull market. A bear market is where prices fall 20% from a recent high. Now, meanwhile, you've probably noticed how this is affecting day-to-day life here in Central Ohio. Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks banning the use of personal cups. And if you've been to Target, as you see, you might have noticed that they're wiping down those checkout lanes and touchscreens every 30 minutes. And like a lot of places, they're also limiting the number of hand sanitizers that you can buy. If you're still out there looking for hand sanitizers, some shoppers have had some luck at stores you might not think of, like Staples or Office Depot. Having said that, I just saw one tweet where a woman here in Columbus says she went to a CVS, a Walgreens, a Giant Eagle, a Target, a Staples, Home Depot, and a Bath & Body Works. Couldn't find hand sanitizer at any of them. Bob and Stacia, CNN, even has a headline calling hand sanitizer America's most precious resource.
Interesting.
Who would have thunk it? Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Lots of travelers losing thousands of dollars after canceling their trips due to virus concerns.
Yeah, so what is the right call? Should you cancel or not? Jesse Starkey with some answers from AAA.
Should I go on my trip? What should I do? What are my options?
Plenty of questions are flooding into travel agencies across the country. Families weighing the option of canceling trips due to the coronavirus.
So the decision whether to travel or not is a very personal decision, and it depends on the individual and your circumstances and even the location that you're visiting.
If you do cancel, many agencies will not give you a refund as epidemics are not covered. But some travel vendors are being flexible with their cancellation process, letting travelers postpone their trip with no extra charge.
If you have a cruise and you decide, well, maybe now's not the best time to take a cruise, you can get a credit for a future cruise and book your cruise out into the future.
AAA spokesperson Kimberly Schwind says this situation is a reminder to go over the fine print anytime you book a vacation.
It's really important to know the ins and outs of that policy, know what it covers and what it doesn't cover when you're purchasing that policy to make sure that it's the right fit for you.
She tells us while some are canceling or rebooking, others are jumping at the chance of lower prices.
People are taking advantage of some of the deals and, maybe booking a couple months out, thinking that things will have passed by then.
If you have any concerns, it's best to call your agency now and see what their updated policy is regarding the coronavirus. In Columbus, Jesse Starkey, ABC 6 News.
Jesse, thank you. We're on your side tomorrow night. Tune in online for a 1-hour America This Week special. Coronavirus, plan, don't panic. It starts at 7 p.m. Eric Bowling will be joined by several experts, along with a couple that got the virus on a cruise ship. The special will also feature reports from Johns Hopkins in Baltimore and the NIH in Washington, D.C. Again, it's on our website and the ABC6 app tomorrow night at 7.
And stay with ABC 6 tonight because President Trump plans to address the nation at 9 about the federal response. On Twitter, the president says he's fully prepared to use the full power of the federal government. Again, that's a speech tonight at 9.
Well, just because you wash your hands, keep yourself clean, it doesn't mean you're always safe. After the break, the surprising distance a sneeze can travel.
And the governor says his decisions will help Ohio from becoming Italy. Just how scary is the situation there as the outbreak keeps getting worse?
The rain we've been tracking through most of the day is moving out of the state at this point, but unfortunately it's only for a little while. You're still going to want that umbrella. What to expect for your morning and afternoon commutes in 8 minutes.